is going to be an updated playroom video. I'm going to show you around the playroom, how it's been updated to the last video I did. And the reason that I tend to update it is because as the children are getting older, their interests are changing, and I've noticed the way that they play and the areas that they play in have changed as well. So for example, when I did my last playroom video, my daughter wasn't really spending much time doing kind of arts and crafts, that kind of thing, whereas now she does. She loves using crayons and doing like drawing and sticking and using glue and stuff. So she spends a lot of time at her like table, whereas before she didn't. So I've tried to make that area more accommodating, more accessible for her. So if you notice in your playroom that you set it out in a particular way, maybe it looks really awesome, but it's not being used as effectively as you'd like, then it might just need a refresh and a kind of shuffle around, taking into account what they like to play with, you know, in the moment. So another example is my daughter really likes to look at books and read a lot more now. I say read, she's only 2, she just looks at pictures really. But so she spends a lot of time in the kind of reading area. So I like to make it accessible and a good area for her to be able to play in. I'll give you a show around the playroom, the kind of toys we have. I still really love the Montessori approach. I still incorporate that in with the play area, but also I really like lots of loose parts and imaginative play now that she's getting older as well. So I'll show you how that's changed and how I've tried to incorporate that in the play area, and hopefully give you some really good ideas. So the first area that I think is super important in a playroom is a kind of seating area, because it can be used for so many things. So this area we use for like crafts, for drawing, for, at the moment she plays with her little tea set on there. If she's got a toy that she wants to sit down and play with, she'll bring it to the table and sit down and play with it. So, you know, like a puzzle or something. So although she plays with a lot of stuff on the floor, I think it's really good to have a seated area as well. Plus, this is a flip-out table, so it has the buckets in there that you can use for sensory and kind of messy play as well. So we do that quite a lot with this. So it's really kind of universal and flexible. And then I've just added these shelves. So it's got some kind of paper on there for her to do some drawing, and then a couple of crayons and pencils, and then I've just got some books up there. But yeah, this area is used quite a lot, so that's why I've kind of made it a really accessible area for her. Over here we've kind of got her or their reading area. It's just a canopy that I've kind of pushed in the corner, and I put like a little fluffy rug, and then a kind of comfy cushions, and then some of her soft toys, and then a little book basket for her to grab books and look at. I think it's really nice to have a comfy corner for her to enjoy, and just kind of somewhere quiet for her to go and relax in if we've had a really kind of crazy day. And then I've got some books here on the wall, kind of overflow books. So I do a rotation if she's getting a bit bored of these and she wants something else, or if she's got a particular interest. So at the moment we've got some moon books because she's really interested in the moon. So yeah, just kind of go around her interest really. And then over here we've got a little basket of instruments, which I tend to move around if they kind of get in the way, or she's not playing with them, I'll just put them somewhere else, kind of, so she's got a bit more space. So yeah, nice comfy reading area or quiet area, I think super important in a play space, or anywhere in the home really, just somewhere that they can go. And then over here, if you saw my last video, you'll see that I've got some really big IKEA cupboards. They were over here, where we've now got the table. Yeah, so I moved them over here because I kind of needed the wall space. We don't have a lot of walls, but we have lots of windows. So I thought if I put it over here against the window, then I'll have more wall space to kind of put pictures up, or more shelves to put toys on and stuff like that. So I thought this is more of a wasted area, so shove that over there, out the way. And then I've introduced a new shelf here, which is just kind of got some little vehicles in, and then some building blocks as well. And then just a little book there and some little dollies. little rainbow. And then up here we've got some like stacking toys, which they're a bit stiff at the moment. She's a bit young kind of to open those, or she finds them a bit difficult, so I've kind of left them there for the moment. And then just a little kind of ball run, which they still play with. And then down here on the rug, I've just put like a little track because they love playing with cars. And this is just like tape that I've stuck down. So that stays there for the minute, and then that's been there for a couple of weeks and it's doing really well. And they're always playing with it. So, and it doesn't really take any space or get in the way because you can walk over it, and it's just kind of, yeah, it's good. Then over this side, we've got a big basket of kind of bigger vehicles, which they love playing with. They're always playing with those. So I leave them in a really accessible place right in the middle there, so they can take them onto the rug or into the living room to play with. And we've got a plant here. It's always nice to have something to look after as well, so they can water that and take care of it, and make sure that it's doing okay. The kind of main like play shelves, which at the moment we've done a little kind of autumn shelf. So we've got things here that we've found when we've been out on walks, and we've just put it there. We've got a little autumn book, and it's all just kind of more of like a theme shelf really at the moment. Some conkers there that we collected when we were out, little hedgehog, and then we just add things to it when we've been out and about. And then down here we've got the like mini cylinder blocks, which they love playing with. I've got 2 more colours in the cupboard, so I rotate those and they go by different difficulty. So I'll link those below for you. Over here we've got a big basket of dinosaurs, and then it comes with a little book. So they've just shown a real interest in dinosaurs. So this tells you kind of a little bit about them, so they can learn the names, they can match them to the picture, which they love doing, and it tells you a little bit about them as well. So they're still quite young to kind of remember this information, but the names they're really getting the hang of, and they love doing the matching. Yeah, if you can't like get hold of a dinosaur book, then you can just print off like flashcards and they can match them up, and that's a really cool way to kind of to learn and language and play with the dinosaurs. And then over here we've got just some loose parts. So I've got some really nice rocks and minerals which I found in the charity shop really, which was a big surprise, super cool. They love playing with those, all different textures, temperatures, so it's a good language opportunity if we can talk about how they feel and how they look and that kind of thing. I've got some little glass, what do you call these, like pebbles? These are the bigger versions, so they're really good for if you've got children that put stuff in their mouth, because they're too big to really swallow. And then we've got some shells over here as well. Another kind of language opportunity, different textures as well. And then just a little pot for them to transfer things into. And then down here we've just got some kind of safari animals, like African animals. We used to do a colour matching activity with these. Not colour matching, sorry, animal matching. So similar to the dinosaurs, they had flashcards and they would match them up. We've also got an animal book which they match up with as well. But they really just love playing with these. They're getting to the age now where they're starting to use their imagination and kind of pull on their own experiences and use them in their play, which is really awesome. So yeah, any kind of figurines, they're really into it at the moment. And then up here, we've got a little Melissa and Doug transporter toy, and the little cars which go on here, which is played with all the time. They love that. Then we've got a globe as well, which we often look at. And they're a bit young to kind of understand countries and stuff, but we still refer to it quite a bit. And then just kind of an overflow of loose parts here. We've got some little bamboo rings. These are little, what do you call those? Log slices. And then these like cotton reel things and pine cones. Yeah, so we use these more for like sensory stuff really. If I'm setting up an activity, which I don't do very often to be honest, because I really like the child-led approach. I like to kind of invite them to play, but I don't like to set up specific activities that have a particular use. So I think it's good to have loose parts accessible, and they can do with them whatever they want to do with them. And then we've got a little piano, which is really cool. You use these little cards and you put it in here, and then it plays the tune which is on the card, and and then they can kind of go along with it. So it's really cool, and they play with that all the time. So that's the updated playroom. It's really accessible now. So my daughter and then the boy I look after, they use this space really effectively. Every area they play in, which is great. There's no areas here which are kind of unloved and left and don't really get played in. So I really like that. I like that they move around and make use of the whole area. So if you find that your child doesn't do that and you kind of want to know what to do, then just observe them, see where they play, how they play, what they play with, and then just make the area around their interest. You know, so if you've got a child that doesn't really like sitting at the table, they like more kind of floor time, then make a really open floor area for them to move their toys around. And then if you want to have a table, maybe just a smaller one and put it in a corner where it doesn't take up too much space, take away from, you know, the space of the room. So yeah, hopefully I give you some ideas. If you've got any really good tips that you want to share with me, then please comment below. I'm always wanting to learn more and find out what's working for people. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll be posting some more videos soon. Do follow along and subscribe. I really love that you're watching and that you're interested, so thanks so much for that. I'll be posting some more stuff soon, and yeah, see you soon.